Yeah. Me.
Welcome to Petrified Paranormal TV.
Hello. How are you
Oh,
guys?
good, good. Okay, introduce yourself. Where are you from? What got you into the paranormal world?
My name is Paula Ditko, or P3, Paula's Paranormal Project.
Yeah,
I
it's pretty
am
cool.
currently sitting in Dayton, Ohio, in the middle of Snowmageddon.
Yeah,
I
I know, right?
it's great. My kids just got called off for the third snow day, so
Oh, wow.
it
We're in
it'll be.
Buffalo, New York, so we're
Oh
dealing with,
no, you're worse.
yeah,
Oh no, I'm so
yeah.
sorry, but
For
have
now, we're actually going to be moving to South Carolina pretty soon. So,
okay, I'm not sorry.
yeah,
I want
yeah,
to go with you.
right.
Um, yeah. What? Okay, I'm in Dayton. What got me started in this? Let's see. It goes back as far as I can remember. I've always loved ghost stories. Always read ghost stories, watched all the ghost shows, all the way back to I like to quiz people sometimes. Do you remember the British TV show Most Haunted
Yes,
or
I do.
Fox Family, the Fear show, where they put the cameras on the people and have them run around Dracula's castle screaming and freaking out?
I don't know about that one.
That goes way back. But then of course we hop
We
into the
liked like
taps.
My Haunted House, Paranormal Witness.
Yep. That's a little I'm a litlittle more OG. But
Okay.
no, I've watched it all. I've watched all the taps, I've watched all the Kindred, Ghost Brothers, all those OGs. And I mean, I'm dabbling in the YouTube stuff now because I miss some people and I miss the interaction of the ghost places. But
Right.
so I went on and I got a degree in history from Miami University. It's in American history, pop culture, and film. So I
Okay.
always knew I wanted to teach history in a fun, immersive type way. So I was a Civil War reenactor for like 20 years. So
Oh, that's
I
pretty cool.
taught in hoops and petticoats.
Hmm.
But then I somehow got back into the ghost stories, and I've always loved ghosts. I've always taken the tours everywhere I've gone.
Okay.
And I through COVID started binging the shows, like catching up on everything. And I was catching up on Ghost Nation, which was like the ghost taps thing in
Yeah.
between. Um,
Right.
and they had an episode on that was local, and I was like, this is weird. How far away is this thing? I need to go visit this. 15 minutes from my house.
Oh, wow.
15 minutes. So I kind of became a stalker. And then I got involved. I took their tour, took the tour, took the tour, I took their class, and I was like, you know what? You guys need help giving these things. And then it just spun out from that.
That's pretty cool.
So I work with historical societies and libraries and local history for one level of my of what I do, because I do a lot of things. So,
Okay.
but that's where I'm in. I'm like my main home base is Dayton, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Let's talk about, I guess, maybe one of your most prevalent paranormal experiences as an investigator, or even as a child, as a growing adult, whatever you think sticks out the most to you.
Gosh, everyone asks me this, and I'm like, I need to remember this one every time someone asks me. It's like, which week are we on? Because I ghost hunt almost every single week, multiple times a week sometimes. So, hmm, the one that I always go back to is there's a business in Waynesville. It's a little shop. It's a little historic village. And I always like to tell people that it's not just a place that's haunted, it's literally the whole village that's haunted.
Oh, that's
Because
sweet.
I can stand in one spot and point at probably 10 places I've investigated and I know where the activity is.
Oh,
So
wow.
I always go back to my favorite little blue house. It's now 922, that's the owner. And I go back to my ghost boyfriend. And his story has been told for decades. Legend and lore. Everything's legend and lore until I start doing the research and I start doing the investigation.
Okay.
So, long story short, his legend and lore was he was there during the brothel bordello days, because who doesn't like a good brothel?
Okay.
And he got a little handsy and they didn't quite know what to do with him. So they went to go knock him out. And instead of knocking him out, they knocked him dead.
Oh,
So he's still there and he still thinks he's got possession of that whole place. And this is like, I don't even know, probably like over 100 years. I'm assuming it's been a while.
right. Yeah.
So we've gone in and we've talked to him. And I think the twist is he has scared everyone else. He has chased everyone else out. And I just
Okay.
turned on him and went, do better. You want to call me that? Fine, do better. I've heard worse. Bring it. And I
Okay.
think he flipped the switch. I flipped the script on him and he likes me now. So to the point where he'll
Oh.
turn lights on when if I'm driving down the road, he'll turn the lights on. To the point my daughter is like, Mom, why does that light always come on when we're driving by that building?
Oh, wow.
I'm like, I don't know, honey. So I need to go back when it's been too long and I haven't visited my ghost boyfriend. I have to go back and visit him. We have saged him. We have tried to kick him out multiple times. I have tried to talk to him like, listen, you need to be nice because we're going to do mean things to you. Like, you have to
Right.
cooperate. And his
Right.
theory is, well, we're all going to die and he's still going to be there. So he'll just wait us out.
Oh.
So he's quite the character. He's not the normal, obviously. He's just the one that's top of my list when you ask, what's a curious one that you have? So
Right.
I have multiple spirits at different buildings that I like to go to, and I have when I have their name, I'll use their name, and I love to connect the building owner with those spirits. So there's nothing scary. Like uh, a residential case I did with a little girl. She was terrified. She couldn't sleep in the room anymore. Like her parents
Oh.
reached out to me, said, You
The
have to
ghost
help.
was a little girl? You mean
It was a
like the
little,
live little girl?
it's like an alive little girl. She's terrified. She's actually up in New York area. I can't remember exactly New York, but
Okay.
um, and her parents reached out to me and they're like, she's terrified, she's crying, she's having night terrors, she can't sleep in her room. Can you help us? And I'm like, oh, how do I do this from Ohio? Anyway,
Yeah.
I was able to connect her with one of my mediums, and it turns out it's her grandpa coming back. And her
Oh.
grandpa who's tucking her in at night and watching over her. And
Oh, and
so
she gets scared of him?
well, because she didn't know it was Grandpa. So now
Oh,
that she
okay.
knows it's Grandpa, she says, "Oh, hi, Grandpa Fred," or whatever it is, and she's
Oh.
good. She's all calm, and I feel like that's like 90% of the cases I get. It's just that miscommunication
Okay.
and making the connection for people to understand
That
that we're
makes
both
sense.
people.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
so
Okay.
that's a couple off the
Have
top of
you
my
ever
head.
came across any like ghost children, any ghost girls, ghost boys, something like that, and tried to figure out like why they still there, what happened to them, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of a magnet for ghost kids.
Okay.
I kind of walk into a building and say, "Hey, I'm a para parent." That's what I like to term. I'm a para mom. I have two alive kids, so I'm
Right.
always going into the mentality of I'm there to take care of whoever's there. So I kind of walk into a building and say, "Hey, I have juice boxes and fruit snacks. Whoever wants to come around." And I'm very open to like, you can hug me, you can come sit in my lap. We have story time. I can bring you candy if you want.
Okay.
People think I'm a little crazy that way.
Hey, we
But
actually had another woman. I don't know if you've watched all the episodes, but she said
mm,
like some of the ghost children spirits would ask her for things. Like the one
yeah,
kid asked the woman for a green truck. He says, I
cool.
want to play with my green truck again. So she brought
Mhm.
it for him and it would like, I guess it would move next to the chair that he sat in and stuff like that.
That's so sweet. See, that's the stuff I'll do. I've brought balls and cars and dollies and lollipops and teddy bears. And I've even
Okay.
called people when I'm out of town and been like, get in your kid's toy box and get a teddy bear now. Like, they need one over there. Go get one. So, but yeah, kids, I think one of my favorite stories, was early on. I didn't start officially ghost hunting until like the equipment ghost hunting. Always ghost
Right.
explored, but I never had gotten down to the nitty-gritty scientific stuff till about 4 years ago. And one of the first places I went was Fairfield County Infirmary in Lancaster, Ohio.
Okay.
Love that place. I have to go to that place at least once a year. It's an amazing building. There's amazing stories there. So look that one up if you're ever through my area, Lancaster, Ohio.
Okay.
So I went roaming through the building. I was like, don't tell me anything. I'm like, I'm just gonna roam the building and see what I'm drawn to. So
Yeah.
I found this, of course, creepy attic room all the way up to the left. And I'm sitting in there and we have stuff going off. And I'm starting to go like, okay, these are goosebumps, the hair standing on my arms. And so I
Hmm.
just start talking to the darkness because that's what I do.
Okay.
And then I don't know what led me to it, but suddenly I was like, do you want to play Wheels on the Bus? And had something go off. So then my friend Brandy shows up with her SLS and she walks in and she goes, "Oh, hold on, what's going on?" And she sits right in front of me with her SLS. So I
Okay.
just started playing Wheels on the Bus, like a preschool teacher or something like that.
Yeah.
And I look up at Brandy and Brandy's like, keep going, keep going. I'm like, okay, cool. So this probably went on for like 10 minutes. And
Hmm.
she has SLS footage of me singing Wheels on the Bus with a little stick figures next to me, like two of them, she said.
Oh,
One stood up, one sat down, and she's seeing arm movements out of the SLS.
oh wow.
And I'm like, I've found my niche. I am
Yeah,
ghost mom from here out.
right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you ever ask that? I don't know if you like how you communicate with them or how much you can communicate with them. I guess everybody
Right.
has different levels that they're
Mhm.
at or whatnot. I don't know. I can't communicate with nobody. But anyways, I try, but nobody talks to me. I
No,
mean,
yeah.
whatever. But
Oh.
anyways, have you ever asked like why are you still stuck here? Why can't you cross over? What happened?
Mhm.
What's holding you? You know, anything like that?
Yeah, I always do. I always want to check in with them and I ask them like, do you want to be here? That's one of my big questions of,
Okay.
are you stuck here? Is this a place you don't want to be? Is this a place you want to be? And I'm gonna say 50-50. A lot of people are like, no, I want to be here. I want to be hanging out still.
Oh wow.
I do a lot of restaurants and bars, and I have a lot of the ghosts in the bar. Like, I love hanging around drunk people, or I love the music, or and then I'll get the people who are like I saw the light, but I'm scared of it. I have people who are like spirits that are like, I don't think I deserve to go there. I get some confused people. Every once in a blue moon, I'll get a spirit who says, I don't know I'm dead. So if
Oh,
there's that case, I always try to like, do you want to go over? Do you like, can you find the light? Do you see your, sometimes when they were little children, I'm like, do you see the light? Can we find it together? And like, do you see like your mom in the light? Do you see your grandma in the light? Do you
yeah,
see someone that's going to help you? So that's
yeah,
helped sometimes. But yeah, like if there is something out there that wants help, I'm going to help it. And if I can't help it personally, I'm going to go find somebody. And I know
right,
so many people.
right.
That I can just call and be like, hey, FaceTime in for me, send this little guy over or something like
Y-
that.
Yeah,
So I don't find that in the big locations. Like when you go to the Waverly and the Mansfield and
yeah.
the Moundsville Burzard, those
Those
places,
ghosts are probably sick of talking to people.
they're so like I tell people all the time, I'm like,
Just
they
they
are
just want to be
wonderful
left
places.
alone.
They're wonderful places. They get pestered every day.
Mm-hmm.
So my interactions that I love are going to the residentials or the
Mm-hmm.
smaller locations that
Right.
might only get a ghost hunter every once in a blue moon. I get into the local business buildings, like in Waynesville, the little blue store that I just told you about.
Right.
I'm like, I have like 5 or 6 little towns around me that I do that for all of them. I go into these older buildings. They have spirits in there who have never talked to anybody. And that's where the fun
Oh,
is. That's where
okay.
they start. I finally go, hey, I know you're here. I might not be able to see you, but what do you got to say to me? And
Yeah.
that's where the fun is.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Have you ever like tried to approach a situation and then you're like, whoa, this is evil? This is beyond what I want to be a part of, or
Yeah. A lot of times when people think they're bad and evil, most of the time they were just like a really crappy person in real life and they've just taken advantage of it on the other
so it's
side.
not like a demon type thing.
No, but it cracks me up because you know how we get these apps and things that come up and they say Satan and everybody freaks out and runs and everybody says demon and they all run out and freaking out.
Mm-mm.
I have a firm theory that it's somebody who doesn't want us there anymore and they just say that word to see if it triggers us and we go running the other way. So I just go, okay, right, okay, Satan demon. Well, so am I. So let's keep going.
Right.
But I have come across a couple of bad ones. I'm trying to think of the one I have come across a demon. The one I was just telling the other day though was I was doing a residential in a small town near me.
Mhm.
And after a lot of research, because when we did the residential, we didn't really understand what was going on. We found a gentleman stuck in Grandma Sharon's basement who was German, and he had been down there, and he was scaring everybody in the house. We had to get rid of him. He was a bad dude, bad, bad,
Okay.
bad dude. He kept telling us he was a POW, and we're like, this makes absolutely no sense. Why the heck in this little small town of Ohio? So, in doing some research, figured out what happened that night. Turns out in this little town in Ohio, they did have a POW camp. It was a working farm camp. So basically, if you spoke a little too much German during World War II, they just rounded you up, or God forbid you have a swastika out, or any tendency. It's the same
Right.
mentality as the Japanese on the West Coast.
Yeah.
It was a POW working farm, and it was across the street from Grandma's house. There were
So
no
what they
fences.
captured these people and they made you go work on the farm or whatnot?
Yes, but there were no fences, there were no gates, there were no actual boundaries to keep them in. And this certain
Okay.
gentleman decided to walk across the street and do some things to some of the people in the house.
Oh,
And he was still stuck in the basement. He was cussing us out. He was telling us to go to hell. He was like the room was literally vibrating. It was insane. And
oh
out of
wow.
nowhere, one of the guys with us starts screaming cuss words in German. And I'm like, I didn't even know you spoke German. He's like, I don't know. He's like, I just decided to try some things that were in my head. So we did end up getting rid of him. He was just a bad, bad dude. And for what he did, like horrible what he did. So he needed to go. And that was probably like 2 years ago. And I do check in with grandma every once in a while. I say, are you doing okay? And she's
And
like,
nothing since then?
yeah, no, nothing since then. And in fact, he entrapped one of the little spirits that he was a victim. And we crossed her over that night as well.
Oh,
So it was a
oh
duel. It was
wow.
probably one of my most memorable residential cases.
Of course, yeah.
But the cussing in German in a basement, you don't prepare for that stuff. You just have to learn
No.
that stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
So yeah, I have come across some dark stuff. Um, Oh yeah. The basement of the Sorg Theater. I'm just making sure no one in the room's from Middletown, Ohio before I
No.
tell the story. The Sorg Theater in Middletown, Ohio. A lot of legend and lore. But basically the gist that I've gotten from research, talking to people from all aspects who I don't know each other, the Sorg Theater was open. Bad dude owned it. His recipe for what he did. He would rent it out to a semi-pro wrestling thing on Wednesday, Thursdays. They had a ring. They tore seats out of this theater. They put a ring in the middle of it. And they had this like minor league wrestling thing every
Yeah.
Wednesday, Thursday night. So then they had a paranormal group that came in Friday, Saturday night to do ghost hunting. So that energy from Wednesday, Thursday would pump the building for Friday, Saturday. So the ghost hunters would really get those spirits stirred up, pumped with energy and activity. And then the
Oh
owner,
wow.
who happened to be a satanic worship person,
Oh.
would go to the basements on Sunday and have church and rituals.
Oh.
That basement, it has gotten cleaned out now. That basement was deplorable.
Yeah.
It was one of the darkest, nastiest place I had to be carried out once or twice, like just sobbing emotionally because of what
Oh
happened in
wow.
that basement. We're talking, it was not just pets that were being ritually,
Oh, okay.
it was people too. So, and unfortunately, I've already told you I'm a ghost mom type person. So
Yeah.
that is probably the darkest place I've ever been. But like I said, it's gotten better.
Wow, that's crazy.
People are horrible. People have done some horrible
Yeah,
things to people through the years.
absolutely, for sure.
Yeah,
All right. What is your thoughts on using a Ouija board to contact spirits? Do you think that's a yes or a no, or is there a middle ground there?
it's a gray area.
Yeah,
You have to remember, I'm a big history nerd. Got to remember that.
yeah.
Ouija boards were the original spirit box. What Ouija
Right,
boards
basically.
are, they're they're opening up that place for them to come through and speak with us. And I have people, and I've had people train me to close it. If you open the Ouija board, you need to make sure you can close the Ouija board. If you don't
Yeah.
know how to, don't touch it. Don't open it. Don't risk it. And if locations are against them, that's perfectly fine. I completely understand. I'm not there
Right.
to mock them, teach them, explain it. That's fine. I understand because that means some people who have been there have done things and they didn't know what they were doing. So,
Okay. You
and
mean like Do you mean like attachments and stuff like this, like how the spirit would attach itself to that person or whatnot?
Yeah, or I've had a lot of people like a lot places tell me liability wise, people have been attacked, scratched, fallen downstairs, hurt. They don't want those people to suffer anything like that and come back and sue the location. So I
Right.
completely under I would rather go to your building than you risk not having your building.
Yeah.
Preserve and protect your history because someone decided they wanted to reenact some ghost show or something like that. That's not how it works.
Right.
So I have used them in places, and there's some places you go and there's a whole room to them. There's a whole seance room, or there's a whole Ouija room. Or, I
Okay.
mean, do you guys, I know you're in Buffalo. Have you guys been to Wildwood
No, I've never heard of
Sanatorium?
it.
That's actually up there in, I'll remember the name of it. It's near the reservations, kind of going towards, Niagara. Yeah, that area. Look up Wildwood Sanatorium. They
Okay.
have a whole seance room and a whole Ouija room. They're completely cool with it. So
Wow.
I have videos of me because we've had some incredible things that have come through and talked to us, but I won't
Okay.
post them because I don't want people to instantly judge me. You should never instantly judge anybody. Everybody
Right.
has three stories.
What I don't like nowadays is anything that I see in like any of the paranormal groups and what now. Everybody says that everything is AI, it's all fake. That's not 100% true. Like, how
That's
you going to
it's
fake
not.
an SLS camera? Fake that. How? I'd like
Right.
to see A. I don't think AI can do that yet. You know what I mean?
Right. And I know last year, particularly, we were all really conscious of it and trying. I
Mhm.
know there's some equipment people out there who are really focusing on how do we block this from AI. Um, and I think that's why you should, when I do paranormal stuff, I always tell people this is like putting a puzzle together. Now we're putting a whole 1,000 piece puzzle together. Some of those pieces aren't going to fit. You want to keep them just in case they fit later. But just because a spirit comes up to us and shakes our hand and says, I'm a ghost, well, I know it's a good piece of the puzzle, but let's just try to put all the pieces together. And that I always tell people and encourage people to go to a location more than once. Because if you go and have an off night, I have people all the time who said, I went to that place and nothing happened. It's not haunted. And I'll go to that place and it'll be insane. Vice
Yeah.
versa. I have places I won't go back to, but you know what? Some of those places I've been like, man, I got to give it another try. If I've gone 2 or 3 times and nothing's happened, then I'm like, I'm probably not going to waste the gas anymore. But I'm
Right.
not going to tell you it's not haunted. If you've had experiences, it's because the ghosts like you better than me, and that's okay. So, AI, if someone really wants to try that hard, I
Right.
mean, really? Do people have that much time in their lives to really
I'm
fake
sure
AI
some
stuff?
do. Yeah, some people like to fake a lot of things. I've seen a lot of fake things on there
Right,
myself, but what I'm trying to go against is I don't want people to start to think that like, okay, everything's fake. Nothing's
right,
real. Spirits
right.
still do exist. SLS cameras still do show things.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? If you watch
Yeah.
my video from last night,
Mhm.
watch those SLS. There's actually a video. It's really sad, honestly, for me.
Oh,
I think it sucks that there's little kid ghosts that can't move on. And there's a
yeah.
story about, I guess the mom was holding a little girl there because apparently this little girl was a bad girl when she was alive. She was 8 when she died.
Oh,
And you could see the little girl would tell the woman that lived in that house that right, that she wasn't a bad girl and that she was stuck there from her mom. And she said, I just like to pet the cat. I just want to pet the cat. And you can see in the SLS, look at the end of
mhm.
episode, is it
I will.
six?
6?
Episode six, you can see the SLS. It's a little kid ghost, like sitting down, trying to pet the back of a live cat sitting there. It's insane.
I would I would be really upset. I would be like,
Yeah.
Mom, you gotta go. This little girl she needs to go where she's supposed to. Oh my gosh.
Let me ask your opinion on that too, because like I said, I'm trying to get a whole realm of the
Yeah,
whole paranormal world.
yeah.
What you see, I was actually talking to my mom and my wife about it here as well. Like, I don't really understand, like, what power does that woman have over whatever higher power? I don't want to say a specific, but You know what I mean? What does that woman have to hold that little girl there if
Right.
there's a higher power that can just take her and say, "Okay, come to the light." You know what I mean? Like I don't understand that. Is she
Yeah.
demonic? Like,
Well,
I
she
don't think she's
murdered
demonic. I think
people.
she's got some possible different level of entities working in her favor. We can say demon. We can say it's I would not consider those people like demons, soul type entities. They're definitely like we're talking
yeah,
angels and demons at this point, and we definitely know that there's angels and demons in this world.
right.
So I would not say it's necessarily the mom herself. I think there's something working through the mom spirit or
Oh,
presenting itself as I just had a case where they said it was a little girl, but it was actually a woman who was presenting herself as a little girl to be more approachable. So it could be that weird
oh,
twist of it's the mom spirit, but it's not the mom spirit.
right.
And
Okay.
it just knows enough about the mom. I mean, that's just one theory. But yeah, there's something I feel like there's probably something else because who has that kind of power?
That's what
Who
I'm
just
saying.
Joe
That's
Smo?
what I was thinking. Like, not that I'm trying to question the woman that I interviewed, because
No,
trust me,
absolutely.
this woman was 100% solid. If you watch that video, you could tell she's has no reason to fabricate or anything
Right.
about anything. She
Right.
really knows her stuff.
Yeah.
What I'm questioning is, how did that mom have that over her? And if that's really the way it is, that's not fair.
Maybe it's not mom. Maybe it's like you said, maybe it's something else, and it's not
Yeah.
actually her mom. It's something else that's controlling that little
But
girl.
remember
Yeah.
that mom killed that 8-year-old daughter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
that's how the
she
little
had
girl died
that
in the first
fear
place.
over her mom to begin with,
Yeah.
not to listen to her would make her afraid to go to the
Right.
light or
And
whatever
that
it
happens a
was.
lot in real life with real people who don't feel like they can move away from their parents or they're abused by their parents or the guilt
Yeah,
complex. I mean, some people just they feel that's what they deserve. I think a big word here that we're talking about with the subject is people don't feel like they deserve to be happy, they deserve to move on, they deserve
just
to
like you
not
said.
suffer.
You said earlier, you said you had some that told you they didn't feel like they deserved to go to the light. Like,
Yep.
I don't get that either, really. Like, why wouldn't you?
I have battled with the word deserve. A lot of people don't feel like they deserve. Like, and everybody, and that's what I've personally been on a personal journey. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to follow your passion. You deserve to sh bring your light into this world. If someone
Right,
tells you you shouldn't, you can't, and you won't, you deserve to find a way to do it. And
right.
it's really, really hard. So that little 8-year-old, I understand. That's really hard for a little girl, for a little
Yeah, it's sad
8-year-old,
for her.
because that's all she's ever known that she doesn't deserve. And that's unfortunately happens with a lot of live people too.
Right.
So man, there's a lot of psychology in there. And that's
And there
a
is.
lot with communicating with spirits is I was a bartender for 10 years, so people joke that I have a degree in psychology. I should just be given one because you do. You hear it all at the bar. That's why nothing
Oh,
phases
okay.
me. People can say literally because I've heard almost everything.
Hmm.
Um, you're talking with everybody. Everybody has a different mindset. Some people think ghosts are black and white. They're a ghost, they're not a ghost. No, every single spirit is a different personality. So you have to figure out where they're coming from mentally. So,
Right.
and you may never, because communication is really hard.
Yeah.
That's
And
sad
some of
though.
them want to talk to you and some don't.
Right, absolutely. Some of them are like,
Yeah.
get out of here. Okay, well,
Right.
I'll come back next Wednesday, then we'll
We
talk
had
again.
that happen in an investigation.
Yeah,
Oh,
we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He pulled the back of my jacket, and I thought it was my son doing
yeah,
it, and they were all over in the corner, ready to run up
I
the
was,
stairs.
I
They
left. I'm like,
they
nah,
were
man, I'm
yelling.
out. I'll be honest with you.
I was way into the cellar, and they were all over in the corner, ready to
I was like, what do you
run.
mean? I'm halfway up the stairs. I have no
Like,
idea.
I said, okay, I get it. You don't want us here. So I calmly walked out. And when we
yeah.
went upstairs, we heard on the recording, get out.
Yeah.
Oh,
And the
wow.
people called us and they had asked us to come and investigate. And
Uh-huh.
the little boy wouldn't even sleep in his room anymore.
That's
Nope.
sad.
It was freezing cold walls. when you
Ooh.
touched the walls, they were cold. And we told them get out,
Get out.
and they did, and they were so happy.
Okay,
Yep.
good. That's
Yeah.
good.
They're so happy to move. Yeah.
That's good.
All
And so
right.
many people
Well,
are,
I have
oh,
like 5 minutes left of recording. It just told me we only get a certain amount of time here.
that's cool.
So it was great having you on. I
Yes,
would love to have you on again after you have maybe
absolutely.
a couple of more experiences. Maybe we
Sure.
can book something else, and I will get this spun down and send you the link as soon as I get a chance.
That sounds awesome. Thank you so much. It was great talking with you guys.
Absolutely.
Talk
Have a good
soon.
night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.